how to burn fat, how to be lean, how to have a stack of energy, how to live your life to the max. The questions that I ask every day. And as an exercise professional all of my life, they're the things that I've been wanting to inspire the world to be: healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic, and have a body that you love. So there's 4 questions that I always ask about eating and exercise. Whatever program you choose, surely you should be able to demand that you have a stack of energy, you perform at your best, you love what you see in the mirror, you love the way your body feels to touch, and you're getting the results that you want. So I'm having a bit of a joke today because I wore this jacket out and somebody said to me, "Oh, you look like you're wearing a sleeping bag or you're wearing a duvet, a doona, because it's cold today." I'm sharing that with you because most people carry around underneath their skin, between their skin and their muscle, a nice layer of insulation, stuff that keeps you warm. And the challenge, of course, with excess body fat, there's 2 things. One is that most people don't like it. It doesn't make you feel good. If you're carrying extra baggage around, you don't feel good. It's also not good for your health, of course, particularly if it's the stuff between your skin's not that dangerous. The subcutaneous fat that sits between your skin and your muscle, not so dangerous. Most women don't like it, though. Men probably don't like it either. But the dangerous stuff is the fat that sits here, the visceral fat that sits around your organs. That's where it becomes dangerous. So how do you make sure that you don't have excess body fat on your body if you don't want it? And of course, from a health perspective, it's a really good idea not to carry excess body fat. And that's the bazillion-dollar question, isn't it? Bazillion meaning there is a non-calculable number of how do we get fat off our body? How do we have a lean, healthy, strong, energetic body for the rest of our lives? And of course, it's not complicated. The world's made it very complicated. And it seems that, and this is going to sound very sexist, but it seems that men get it and women don't. I'm an old lady. I've been exercising all of my life, and there's a lot of women that exercise, but we seem to miss out on the major component of exercise, which is the engine. And I always use the car analogy. I'm sitting between my 2 tractors, Terry and Thomas. They don't have engines, and they don't go anywhere. Technically, they're rusting away. And that's what happens to the human body. Your engine is meant to be used. Your muscles are meant to be used. When you use your muscles, they stay strong and they stay as a fast fat burning machine. Literally the engine inside your body that burns up calories, sugar, cake, lollies, broccoli, steak, doesn't matter. Your body needs an engine to burn up the fuel that you put in it. And the largest engine inside your body, there's your brain and your muscles burn up all the most calories. So what happens with women is we are given a certain amount of muscle up until the age of 20, 25 maybe, and that's all we're ever going to get. Men are very privileged. They've got testosterone built in their testicles. They can get bigger muscles. For a woman to get more muscle is a very complicated process and usually requires extra testosterone stuck in your ass with the needle. So how do we make sure that as a woman we maintain our muscle, our engine, as we get older? And most women don't, of course. Most women say, well, I want a healthy heart and I want to have less body fat, but I don't want to have big muscles. And that in itself is a ridiculous statement because we can't have big muscles. We are given what we're given. I wish I was given more. I'm privileged. I've got a fair bit as an old lady, but I've maintained the muscle that I was given. I haven't let it go away. And if you don't use it, you lose it. I'm sure you've heard that. But if you lose your engine, and this is a very simple analogy, if you've got a jet engine, if you've got a V8 engine or V12 is even better, the car, the machine, the plane will burn a lot of fuel. Jet engines burn a lot of fuel. A V12 engine in a car burns a lot of fuel. A V8 engine burns a lot of fuel. A 2-stroke lawnmower can go for a very long time and not burn very much fuel. And that's what happens to most women's bodies. We're given a jet engine until at the age of 20, and then we let it waste away. We let it rot away. We don't use it, so we lose it. Oh, but I go to the gym because it's nice to go and do a class. I plod jog around my neighbourhood. I go for a walk with my friends. But that doesn't maintain muscle. The only way to maintain muscle, to stay strong, is to overload it. And to overload a muscle, you've got to lift heavier than your muscles are capable at the moment. And this is where I always have a giggle because I've managed health clubs all over the world. And there's a lot of women that come to health clubs and their handbag that they bring to the gym, their gym bag, weighs more than the weights that they lift in the gym. I just want to do these light weights for toning. Well, there's 2 challenges with that. Light weights don't make you stronger, and there's no such thing as toning. The toned look that we think we want literally means that you have low body fat percentage. People say to me, should I get my body fat tested? Apart from the fact that those tests are highly inaccurate, you can tell how much body fat you've got by how much you jiggle and wobble, and whether or not you can see your muscles. If you've got low body fat, you can see the definition of your muscles. Everybody's got muscles, otherwise you wouldn't be able to walk around. If you've got high body fat percentage, if you've got a lot of fat, subcutaneous fat between your skin and your muscle, you can't see your muscles. So a really nice way to there's two things. Can you see your muscles, and can you lift heavy things? And are you getting stronger? And that's one of the things I'm really excited about as an old lady, because I've maintained my muscle my whole life. And I will share, there was a time in my life when I first came into the exercise profession that I listened to other people's rubbish. I didn't study my anatomy and physiology. I just listened to what the other people said. And I bought into that light weights for toning. And I wasn't toned and I wasn't strong. And my strength training program wasn't a strength training program. It was going into the gym and moving light weights around, doing nothing for my body. Then I studied my anatomy and physiology. I'm very privileged. I met my gorgeous husband, who's an exercise scientist. He's got a master's degree in health science. And he said, what are you doing with those silly light weights? They're a waste of time. So the beautiful thing, though, about getting strong is that your body will tell you and show you by the weight that you're lifting that you are getting stronger. And obviously, as you get stronger, you have a faster metabolism. And when you've got a fast metabolism, you burn a lot of calories, you burn a lot of everything. And that means, as an old lady, and this is what I love, I'm a very old lady, and I'm fitter and stronger, and I've got a faster metabolism, and I can eat more food than when I was 20 because I've maintained my muscle. Now, I wish I could grow more. You can't. As a woman, it's almost impossible to get more muscle. What happens if you go to the gym and you haven't ever been to the gym and you start lifting heavy things? And by the way, you don't have to go to the gym. I'm in my gym at the moment. I lift rocks and wheelbarrows full of sand and wheelbarrows full of rocks and heavy logs. And I much prefer to be outside lifting heavy in the fresh air and sunshine than being inside a gym with air-conditioned air and artificial light. I don't like going to the gym anymore, which is quite bizarre because I've lived my whole life in gyms because I've managed gyms all over the world. But I'm sharing that with you because it's very simple to have a fast metabolism. It's very simple to have strong muscles. It's very simple to stay young. And there's another big advantage of strength training that women seem to completely misunderstand, is that if you get old, and we're all getting older, but if you allow your body to get physically old, it rots away. Not just the muscles. Your bones rot away. It's called osteoporosis, bone thinning disease, and it's usually an old lady's disease. Very sadly, we've got osteoporosis now in teenagers. We've got osteoporosis in boys because boys aren't active. They aren't lifting heavy things. They aren't putting pressure through their muscles and their bones. But if you lift heavy things, you pull your strong muscles, pull on your bones to make your bones strong so you don't get osteoporosis, one of the horrible diseases technically for old women, but as I'll share again, lots of people have got osteoporosis now, even though they're not an old woman. The other one is, if you want to stay happy, the myokine system, which is the endocrine system inside your muscle, every time you lift something heavy, you overload your muscle, you put it under pressure, you challenge your muscle, it sends a message back to your brain to say, we've got to be better for next time. Your brain's got to be better, your heart and lungs have got to be better, you've got to feel better so that you can go and overcome the challenge next time. What if the threat's bigger? What if the weight's bigger? What if the fight and flight system is simply you're under threat, so what if somebody's trying to kill you? Well, your body doesn't know the difference between a wild animal trying to kill you or you overloading your muscles and bones with a heavy weight. So when you lift something heavy, your brain says we've got to be better for next time. We've got to be happier, we've got to be healthier, we've got to be stronger, because what if the threat's bigger? Isn't that just a gorgeous concoction of awesomeness? If you stay strong, you can't get bigger muscles. You just stay strong. So you maintain the muscle that you've got. You maintain a fast metabolism so you never have to go on a diet. I love food and I never want to diet, and I never want our kids to diet. Wouldn't it be nice to live in a world where you can eat whatever you bloody well want and your body burns it all up? And that's what happens when you've got a fast metabolism. If you keep your V12 engine, if you keep your aeroplane engine that burns a lot of fuel, then of course you can eat literally whatever you want. Now, nutrition's important, of course, and this is the simple part of nutrition. I think we've made it overcomplicated. Eat what grows in the ground or runs on the ground, or a combination of both. Eat what you love, don't eat what you don't like. Eat when you're hungry, stop eating when you're full. And all of that comes from having a healthy, fit, strong body, where your endocrine system says, eat because you're hungry and stop eating now because you're full. But if you don't have a healthy endocrine system, if that's busted and broken, that doesn't work. So you eat for emotional reasons. You don't eat because you're hungry anymore. You just eat because you're sad, or you're angry, or you're frustrated, or even because you're happy. Well, that's a busted endocrine system. But when you lift something heavy, when you get really puffed, when you've got a fit, strong body, your endocrine system's fit and strong too. So it will tell you, eat when you're hungry, stop eating when you're full, drink when you're thirsty, stop drinking when you're not thirsty, sleep when you're tired, wake up when you're not tired anymore. You are no longer, and I'll use this as a beautiful example for women. I'm an old lady who's been through menopause. I don't know what perimenopause is. It didn't exist until a couple of years ago. Peri means around, and menopause means pause of your menstrual cycle. So perimenopause means you're around the pause of your menstrual cycle. That's all. But we seem to have overloaded it with hot flushes and get fat and feel terrible and brain fog, and you're going to feel terrible and life's going to be horrible because you're a woman who's 40 or 45 years of age. That to me just sounds absolutely ridiculous. And as I always joke at our house, I said to my husband, I think I've been through menopause. I haven't got a period anymore. I think it's been a couple of years. I'm sharing that with you because when you're healthy, when you're fit, when you're strong, your body's designed to give you everything that you need to live your life to the max. Your body's designed to make sure that everything you need to do, you can. Whether it's overcome a challenge, or go hiking, or have a career or business that you love, or be a great parent, or be a dancer, or be a martial artist, or go rock climbing or mountain climbing. It doesn't matter. Everything you want to do in your life is better when you're healthy, fit and strong, including you'll burn fat fast, you'll be able to eat whatever you want, you'll never have to go on a diet, you'll have a strong immune system so you don't get sick, you'll have great hair, skin and nails, because that's all determined by how healthy, fit and strong your body is. Less or no trips to the doctor, less or no trips to the dentist, less or no trips to have to buy new clothes, because your body's awesome. And I love being able to say that. I'm an old lady and I've been the same size, the same weight, the same energy level all of my life. The only thing now is that as an old lady, I am actually fitter and stronger, and I've got a faster metabolism than when I was 20. Because when I was 20, I was doing light weights for toning, which is a stupid waste of time. Now I lift really heavy so that I can have a fast metabolism, a big engine. I want to have a jet engine. How about you? I'm going to maintain my jet engine so I can keep flying fast for the rest of my life. And that's a very simple process. And this is how simple it is. Lift heavy to be strong. Get puffed to be fit. Do it safely so you don't get injured, because you can't do anything if you're injured. And do it short so you don't get bored. And if you put all of that together with eat what grows in the ground or runs on the ground, or a combination of both, eat less food that humans have screwed with, eat all the things that you love so that you have great mental health. And wouldn't it be nice to wake up every day loving your life and living your life to the max as a fast, fat, burning machine? Live your life to the max as a fast, fat, burning machine. Woohoo!